located Jansen.
That's it. That's our way in.
People trying to find their way in, you think you're gonna find something they can't?
Came this far, I'm not turning back now.
What the hell did we get ourselves into?
Get out of my way! Thomas, this doesn't feel right.
You were right, sir. A drone sweep picked him up outside the walls.
Get the guns online. Someone to get this door open.
Yes, sir.
ideas?
Maybe. Okay, it's doable. Just need a little running start.
Sure about this?
Not really.
Nice pep talk.
Yeah, I'm bloody inspired.
Come here. Please.
Right, we gotta go. We gotta go. Let's go. Right now. Just floor it, Brian. Oh, hold on. Floor it, come on. Come on, Brian, shake him. Brian. Go. Hang on! Okay. Front there, watch out! Everyone okay? Brian, cover your eyes. You okay, man? Yeah, you're all right. My head. Wait. Thomas. Thomas, door! Get out. All right. Brian, go around. I'm trying to get out. You okay? Yeah, I think so. Brian, you good? I think we gotta move now. Wait a minute! Right now! Now! What are you doing? We gotta move all of us! Come on! Hold on! Right there, gotta go! Come on! Nice shot, Frank. Thanks. Go! Go! Brian, come on, let's go! Let's go! 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 Watch out! I'm out!
Day one, Greenie. Rise and shine.
What is this place?
It's the maze. Every morning when those doors open, the runners look for a way out.
Let's go!
No one's ever survived the night in the maze. Who put us here?
Yeah, that we don't know.
What if we were sent here for a reason?
Somebody built the maze. I think it's time we find out what we're really up against. It's not a prison, it's a test. We get out now, or we die trying.
Hello. You completed the maze trials. It's time now to begin phase 2.
Hey, Thomas. We weren't the only maze. These people are not who they say they are.
I just need to know, whose side are you on?
They lied to us. We never escaped. It's all just been part of their plan.
What do they want from us?
Thomas! The maze is one thing, but you kids wouldn't last one day out in the scorch.
There's something inside of us that Wicked wants. We can't let them find us. I know we can make it.
There are millions of people suffering out there. We have to find a cure.
I don't want to end up like that.
I want you to understand why I did it.
What have you done? She's with them. This is about everyone Wicked's ever taken. They'll never stop, so I'm gonna stop them. What is this place? Who put us here? We don't know.
What if we were sent here for a reason?
You're so close to the truth. Don't you want to know why this all happened?
3 years we spent behind walls trying to break out, and now we want to break back in. I get shotgun.
You can't save everyone, Thomas.
I can try. When the hell does it stop?
It stops when we find a cure.
There is no cure! Hang on!
Thomas, you can save your friends, or you can save us all. We're running out of time. You've seen what's happening out there.
We're coming up behind!
I can handle Thomas. He'll show up eventually.
That's what I'm afraid of.
They took you because you're immune to a plague that's wiping out the human race. They think you're worth sacrificing to find a cure.
They'll never stop, so we're gonna stop them.
The last city, Wicked's whole base of operations. It's the Lion's Den, hermano.
That's where we're going. 3 years we spent behind walls trying to break out. Now we're trying to break back in. I get shotgun.
The world is dying. If we find a cure, that's the only way all this was worth it.
Do you regret it? What you did to us?
But I did what I thought was right.
There's no guarantee we make it back from this.
Well, we started this together. May as well end it that way, too. You still care about it, don't you?
Don't lie to me!
Come on.
How many kids do they have to round up, torture, kill? When the hell does it stop?
It stops when we find a cure.
Thomas, you can save your friends, or you can save us all.
Please tell me.
We're running out of time. You've seen what's happening out there.
We're coming up behind!
I can handle Thomas. He'll show up eventually.
That's what I'm afraid of.
They took you because you're immune to a plague that's wiping out the human race. They think you're worth sacrificing to find a cure.
They'll never stop, so we're gonna stop them.
The last city. Wicked's whole base of operations. It's the lion's den in Mono.
That's where we're going.
3 years we spent behind walls, trying to break out. Now we're trying to break back in. All right, I get shotgun.
The world is dying. If we find a cure, that's the only way all this was worth it.
Do you regret it? What you did to us?
But I did what I thought was right.
There's no guarantee we make it back from this.
Well, we started this together. May as well end it that way, too.
You still care about it, don't you?
Don't lie to me!
Come on. How many kids do they have to round up, torture, kill? When the hell does it stop?
It stops when we find a cure.
Thomas, you can save your friends. Or you can save us all.
Please, Tommy.
We're running out of time. You've seen what's happening out there.
We're coming up behind!
I can handle Thomas. He'll show up eventually.
That's what I'm afraid of.
They took you because you're immune to a plague that's wiping out the human race. They think you're worth sacrificing to find a cure.
They'll never stop, so we're gonna stop them.
The last city. Wicked's whole base of operations. It's the lion's den in Mono.
That's where we're going.
3 years we spent behind walls, trying to break out. Now we're trying to break back in. All right, I get shotgun.
The world is dying. If we find a cure, that's the only way all this was worth it.
Do you regret it? What you did to us?
But I did what I thought was right.
There's no guarantee we make it back from this.
Well, we started this together. May as well end it that way, too.
You still care about it, don't you?
Don't lie to me!
Come on.
How many kids do they have to round up, torture, kill? When the hell does it stop?
It stops when we find a cure.
Thomas, you can save your friends. Or you can save us all.
Please, Tommy.
Yon O'Brien. Hi, my name is Ki-Hong Lee.
Thomas Brody Sangster.
Them. That's them. You just kind of know it right off the bat, with the exception of one person, Dylan, or Thomas.
I was just coming from work when I first read for the role, so I had like all spiky, gelled up hair, and I've actually seen the footage. It looks ridiculous.
We found something. Do we think it could be a way out?
Whatever you did made it go haywire.
No, I'm telling you, we found the way out. So maybe it's time we start doing things a little differently, you know?
He put his hair down, and suddenly he was Thomas. Dylan is the reason we have this franchise.
We stick together. We get out now, or we die trying.
As soon as I came on, I remember saying, it's Kaya, it should be Teresa.
Did you think you got the part?
No. No.
She's this picture of the girl in my head when I read those books.
I'm never like I nailed this, ever. I walked out of it probably crying, and eating a McDonald's straight after to make myself feel better.
You were there. Where? On the other side, you were a programmer.
No. That can't be true. Just a feeling I have, like something didn't go as they planned.
Got her. I just remember calling my agent and being like, this is the worst day. I had the worst audition of my life.
Yo, what do you see?
It's a girl.
And then the next day I get called and she's like, so have you Maze Runner? And I was like, yeah, it was awful. And she was like, well, they want to make you an offer.
Check it out, dude.
What the hell does that mean? One audition, then a long period of time, and then, yeah, you got it.
His audition was good. Like, there was something very magnetic about him.
Listen, that was some dash you made this morning. You know, for a second, I thought you had the chops to be a runner. To your face plant. That was great. You were there with him. What do you think?
Can't decide if you're really brave or really stupid.
Whatever it is, we need more of it.
He was perfect.
I owe this whole experience to him.
It'll be fun to go back and see how we've all kind of grown. I've freaking lucked out on casting.
That's one thing about Maze Runner I can say that it's just been a really, really incredible experience.
Deep down, I just felt like we were making something that was going to be really cool. The time that we all had together on that first movie, I mean, it's irreplaceable. And the time that we've had on all of them, you know, we'll never get it back. We'll always be in each other's lives, you know, we will. I've made friends for life. But there's something special about that time on set, you know? It's like you're never really spending 16 hours every day, and then you're going home to the same hotel with them as well. Like, it's literally a 24-hour constant thing, and we all just voluntarily did that. We all just genuinely loved one another so much and had so much fun hanging out that we just never left each other alone, I guess, which is really cool, you know, and was always a part of what made this so special. And I feel like you feel that on screen too. You know, we were all just so pumped to be with one another. We all had such tremendous respect for one another. I just feel like Wes understood the language. He created it, you know, he understood the world. No one works harder than him, you know, and he's truly special. Yeah, reuniting on each one every time it's hilarious. It's just really exciting. Like, I turn into like a little kid again in a way. You know, because we've all gone on to, in between these films, we've had years of, you know, growing up. You know, we're in our mid to late 20s now, most of us, all of us, and I find myself kind of becoming that little, you know, my little crazy, like, energetic self who sprinted up to Thomas the first day I saw him in the production office on the first one, you know, and just wanted to meet him so bad, you know, and just that excitement that we all kind of, an energy that we all created with each other, you know, in the first movie, that just kind of snaps right back in, I guess. I don't know. As soon as I see everyone again, I'm just like, I turn into a person I only am with them, in a way. It's really cool, and I'm gonna miss that, you know? It makes you work harder too. It makes you more passionate about what you're doing. You have such a confident and smart leader, you know, who is giving everything he has every day to this thing. When we first meet Thomas, you know, I mean, we're meeting a scared and fragile, vulnerable kid in a way. This little scared animal in a cage. And it takes him a little bit too. In that first film, I've always thought it was such a cool coming-of-age arc of this kid discovering that he has this leadership in himself, you know, and that this drive that he can kind of put these kids on his back and get them out of there. And with that, though, comes a lot of responsibility and a lot of wear and tear. You know, he really takes every loss that they go through to an extremely personal level. And now the Thomas that we see in the third film, you're seeing a very weathered person, you know, who's been through a lot, has felt everything, you know, and still considers it his job to protect these people. It's a whirlwind of emotions, and I think that that's a nice way to end
what's been a whirlwind of a trilogy, I guess.
And he was just wonderful to work with as a colleague, as an actor. He was really giving, really vulnerable as well, which is kind of hard for men a lot of times, especially when they're auditioning with a woman. They kind of sometimes get a little bit insecure about that, whereas Dylan was completely open, and we worked on the scene together, and it kind of just worked. It flew by. It was wonderful. I think Wes brings consistency, first of all. I think it's so rare to have a director do all 3 movies in a franchise, and that is so wonderful because he knows the story inside out. He knows the rhythm, he knows the aesthetic that he wants. He's been thinking about this for 4 years, and that's really valuable. And also, as an actor, it's wonderful to work with a director who's consistent because he knows how I work. He's fun, he's excited, he loves everything about movie making. He is not there to cash in a paycheck. He really genuinely loves building a world and building a story and telling it. He gets excited over what lens to use and what lights to use and the scope of the visuals. And he just puts so much of himself into it. I'm gonna miss seeing them every day, as cheesy as that sounds. I'm gonna miss the adventure of it all. We've got to shoot in 3 different locations, which is really awesome. We've seen some amazing places around the world. And yeah, we've had so much fun. But I also know that we'll continue to meet up and we'll continue to hang out and have many more adventures. I don't think they even know what it is, but they know they have a connection. And it's such a strong connection that even when their relationship is at rock bottom or things are incredibly difficult and, you know, the world is crumbling around them, they know that they are connected in a way that they might not even understand. And in this movie, it's really important for her to see if her work is being done, if her choice was worth it or not. She wants more than anything to find a cure. That's all she's ever wanted. And this film is all about exploring, you know, can she do that? In the 3rd movie, I have some great scenes with Ki Hong, actually, which was really exciting to shoot because he's such a talented actor. And we have a really, really great scene together. It's just the 2 of us in a room. So it was interesting to get to explore that dynamic because, again, we haven't really seen that before. We had a wonderful time in Cape Town. That was really magical for us because we were in somewhere completely different and we learned about a really beautiful country and we were able to meet some amazing people that we never would have before. And we got to kind of, you know, we went on a boat trip together and we did safari together and kind of really got to do some fun activities. For them to be able to really find out everything and get all the answers that they've been looking for, that's what I'm kind of excited for. I mean, it's one of my favorite things about these films is the aesthetic of it, that they are so unique and that's just so cool to see so many different feels of a place in one story. This one, again, is totally different. We are in basically the last city, the last surviving urban utopia. And it kind of looks like a really great place to live on the surface. You know, everyone is still going to work. There's running transport, there's electricity, and then you start to see, you know, just on the outskirts, the reality of what the majority of the population are living as. So we get to kind of, you know, there's a bit of a Scorched Trials feel to it as well, especially at the beginning. And then we're suddenly transported into what is essentially the lost city, the last place where you can kind of, you know, see an urban metropolis. She genuinely had a realization and she had to trust her own instincts. And what I tried to do with her, especially in Scorched Trials, was have a very slow build-up of this feeling that things aren't right and that she needs to do something different. It wasn't like, you know, she wakes up one morning and decides, I'm going to betray you all. This is something that's been playing on her mind and that she feels like she has nowhere to turn with it. She knows that Thomas is firmly against anything like that. So it's a personal thing for her. I don't think she sees it as a betrayal because I think she genuinely knows that she does love them and that she wants them to be safe just as much as anyone else. And she wants them to be okay, but she just knows that she can see it in a different light.
The main thing that drew me into it was I loved just that synopsis of the first movie of a bunch of boys trapped in this environment and nobody knows what's going on. And it's to see how they deal with it and how they create their own little civilization for themselves. I thought that was the most interesting thing. These people are really passionate and also really good. and also young and kind of and loose and happy and willing to have fun, and that's important as well, I think. You know, we're so lucky to be able to do this amazing job and to be able to play these great characters and these wonderful stories, and it is fun. I think it's important to remember to have fun, and we do. So it's like this nice combination of having really good fun and getting along with one another and being aware of how lucky we are. At the same time, when it comes to knuckling down, we all are very professional and take things very seriously. We're all very aware that we're in this kind of special moment, and we're all roughly around the same age as well. So we've done a lot of growing up over the years together as well, which has been really nice. It was really cool, actually. It's got such a beautiful landscape, South Africa, and it really lends itself perfectly for making movies. It can look like loads of, as does New Mexico. You know, it's perfect for making things look like a whole bunch of different stuff. It could look like you're on another planet, or it can look like you're in the future, or you're in the past, and also South Africa's fairly new to the film industry. Now there's an awful lot of people going there and making movies. So the crew there are also really very enthusiastic. We had a great crew working with us, which makes such a difference. It rubs off on you if people are passionate about a piece. That works its way down throughout the whole crew and cast. Dylan is a very good mover, and Dylan likes to dance when he's kind of happy, as does Dexter. Dexter's a kind of professional dancer. And again, that's kind of contagious. If someone's just kind of having a little boogie, then you boogie along. They're his. They're very much his. And I'm so glad that he got to do all three as well. Because it gives some type of continuity to the whole thing as a piece. And it gives a full storyline arc, and it gives a kind of similar mood across the whole board. And he is he was the kind of driving figure. Although he's a very, very quiet, quite shy person, he does have this drive behind him, which is, it's kind of a silly, fun, childlike drive, but it's, I love it. And I think it's really kind of what made these movies what they are. Thomas is still kind of unsure of, he makes decisions, but it's very much spur of the moment. He lives very close to the edge, and Newt's that person that will kind of step in with encouragement, or have some type of opposing view and just make sure that the whole picture's been taken into account properly before a spur of the moment decision is made. I think he's reached this point in his life where, like I said, that's kind of all that matters to him, is his friends and his family that he has got to know. His memories of his past life before are non-existent. I'm sure he did have a family, and I'm sure he loved a lot of people and was loved in return. But when that's taken away from you, all you have is the people around you. And I think that's kind of grown and grown and grown and grown throughout the three movies, and he's reached a point where, that's kind of all that really matters to him, is being around the people whom he loves and cares very much about, and fighting with them and for them, and essentially for the world as well. Thomas is the leader, and he pushes us hard, but there's an awful lot of pressure there, especially if you don't actually know what you're doing or where you're going. So Newt's kind of the person that he'd have a little chat with or rely on to give him a little boost, to give him a push, to keep him going.
what I call whoosh.
Feel certain competence.
Patrick, you good? Alex?
Three, two, one, go!
Ready? Ready? 3, 2, 1!
Ready and action.
And go lights, go lights.
Hey, Gil. Yo.
Yeah, exactly. Right. They're in that somewhere, which they are.
Day 63. Day 63.
That's the notice.
Okay, we're gonna do better than that. So let's
Okay,
just
let's try
put some
another
dust
one.
on there.
Put some dust on. I want to be here, seeing that guy. Kind of like this. Kind of like the next guy.
Oh my god, Thomas's hair is awesome. That's awesome.
I gotta figure that out.
That's amazing.
If you're like this, we're running all ass, and you're like loading while you're running looking back, and I come back around to you going here.
One tick is too much to
Yeah. There's water for outside.
We're trying to find a camera, like push up so you get in front of one. I'm trying to find a lens.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Just one use that. Fry pan has the power. It has the magic. Guys, get one clear for. Bravo, Mark.
Almost done, baby.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Never see me again.
People can just expect, things filled with classic Maze Runner elements, I guess, and just a bigger kind of movie in terms of scope. Really opens up. Got a whole new feel to it, a whole different world again that you dive into, and then a resolution. He's really affected at this point. I think he's been through a lot. They've all been through a lot at this point. And I think my character, he takes this on himself a lot. He really puts a lot of weight on his shoulders. Any loss they've experienced, he really takes to heart and takes personally and feels responsible. We're really happy with it. I know we are. And the icing on the cake would obviously be an amazing reception from the fans too, because we care about what they think, we care about how they feel. That always just makes these things better. If we're proud of them, but then if they love them too, it's great. It's not hitting me yet, and I don't know when it will. It's not going to for a little bit, I don't think. But I'm gonna miss it. I know I'm gonna miss it a lot, and I'm gonna have major Maze Runner withdrawals. But I just couldn't be happier that it happened. It's been the luckiest experience like a guy can ask for, to be honest. So I'm the luckiest person.
It's really wonderful. I mean, this movie is our thank you to the fans. So it's really great to kind of get to see them one last time. She's very much on the other side of the fence to everyone else. And she's carving out her own journey and trying to justify if the decision she made was worth it or not. I think they can expect a huge adventure, one final blowout, and also for all their questions to be answered. It's kind of, bittersweet. It's sad and stuff, but it's also kind of beautiful. We're really proud of ourselves. We stuck it out for 5 years, and we completed this journey together, and now we have this beautiful friendship at the end of it.
It's the third and last movie. We tie up a lot of loose ends with the stories, with the characters, and especially for the fans of the books, I think they'll enjoy it. So thank you for supporting us all the way through. We've answered a lot of questions from the book as well, so the diehard fans would love it.